हेलो एवरीवन, आई होप आपकी प्रिपरेशंस अच्छी चल रही होंगी। मैं हूं आपकी मैथमेटिक्स गुरु शिवानी मैम एंड टुडे आई एम बैक विद अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक of your math book 1, differentiation. Now this topic, when you say, people get scared of it. Okay, oh differentiation, oh integration. But one of the easiest chapter in terms of being a formula based chapter. So if you understand the concept very well from the starting, judge the question, you will be able to solve differentiation question just like this. And one plus point of this particular chapter is that you don't have to waste a lot of time in this, as you don't have to make a lot of tables, calculations. If the formula is there with you, if the concept is there with you, you are ready for it. So let's start today the differentiation of your 12th grade. Now in 11th grade also, you have seen the basics of differentiation. When we talk about differentiation, any equation which is there in the form of y is equal to something, or you can say fx. Okay? Now differentiation of y is represented as dy by dx, or you can also write it as f dash x. Now in this case, actual meaning of differentiation is that what should be the change in y if there is a very small change in x. So when there's a very small change in x, like let's say limit x tends to 0, then what should be the corresponding change in y is your dy by dx. Or we can say differentiation of y with respect to x. Now these terms again are going to be important, whether it's with respect to x, with respect to u, with respect to v. We have to see the question and decide on it. Certain basic formulae which we have seen last year itself, they are y is fx, so dy by dx is f dash x. If y is a constant, then its differentiation is 0. If it is x, the differentiation comes as 1. When it's root x, it is coming as 1 by 2 root x. 1 by x, it's coming as minus 1 by x square. When it's x to the power n, it is n x to the power n minus 1. In fact, I want to tell you this, that for root x also, we are using the same base. Y is root x. Now, root x is x to the power 1 by 2. So, dy by dx, using the formula n x to the power of n minus 1 is half x to the power of half minus 1, which becomes half x to the power of minus half, and that's why we learn it as 1 by 2 root x, okay, which is given over here. Similarly, for 1 by x also, it's in the same manner, but it's always better to learn them as formulae so that you won't waste time in doing that calculation. Next is your a to the power of x, which is a to the power x log a, e to the power x, which is e to the power x, because log e is 1. So we will be avoiding that part, and log x, which is 1 by x. So this is the list of the formula which is there in your textbook also. These are the basic formulae for differentiation which we'll be using. Along with that, we are also having certain formulae which are based on the algebra. Now when we talk about algebra over here, so we'll see that in this case, if y is equal to x plus u, so then when you find out dy by dx, it is dy by dx is equal to, say, dx by dx plus du by dx. Whatever is the number of components, minus hoga, so we'll be like doing it with minus thing, and then we'll be able to get the answer in that manner. Okay. Second thing is UV rule. This rule is something very, very important. This UV rule is used also extensively, and sometimes kids do get confused into this also. So make sure you are clear with the UV rule. Now, whenever in a question you see that there are two things as products, U into V. Now, if one of the number is a constant, say if it is 4x, then don't try to apply that. Just keep 4 out and dy dx of x. So here, but if both of them are functions of x or some specific functions of the given variable, then we'll use the UV rule. Now, in UV rule, dy by dx becomes u dv by dx plus v du by dx. Okay. Similarly, we get a formula for u by v rule, which is your division thing. So when we are talking about u by v, then dy by dx becomes v du by dx minus u dv by dx upon v square. Okay. With constant, you just have to write k into du by dx when the k is the constant. So these are the basic formulae which you have done even last year. Now we are moving to the next set, and the first one over here is the derivative of composite functions. Now first let's understand what do you mean by composite function. Means one function is not alone there, it is actually written in the form of some other function also. Let's take very common example over here. Say y is equal to 4x square to the power of 1 by 3. Okay. Now here we can treat it as composite function as dy by dx may first we'll see the 1 by 3 effect and then we'll deal with the 4x square effect. So it is 1 by 3 4x square to the power of 1 by 3 minus 1 and d by dx of 4x square. So this sort of rule is known as chain rule, okay, where we solve one part and then we differentiate the other one. Now the science behind that, or you can say the mathematics behind that, is we can express the function as some other function. So let's take one question from your exercise itself. So we'll take the third question of the first, that's y is equal to 5x cube minus 4x square minus 8x whole cube. You can see this question. Now, as such, we have learned x cube, but here it's not directly x cube. There's a whole expression which is getting cubed over there. So mathematically, when we can go with let u is equal to 5x cube minus 4x square minus 8x. Now we can see that u is a function of x. So we can calculate du by dx by differentiating with respect to x. Now there's a trick over here. In the examination, whenever you are differentiating, it is required to write the statement differentiating with respect to x. With respect to my WRT works, they accept that thing. So when we go with this, du by dx becomes, now we can go with directly 5, x cube can be written as 3x square, 4, 2x and minus 8, x is 1. I hope this part is clear because this is your basic part of differentiation using the formula x to the power of n. Now when we calculate, it's 15x square minus 8x minus 8. But this is not your final answer. This is your du by dx. Keep it here only. And now we are dealing with what is y. Since we have taken this whole thing as u, the question becomes u to the power of 3. Now y is a function of u. So we'll differentiate with respect to u. So we'll get dy by du as 3u square. And to get the final answer of dy by dx, we will write dy by du multiplied by du by dx. This you can very well see du will get cancelled, so that we get finally dy by dx, and your answer will become 3. We'll replace the value of u, which is 5x square cube minus 4x square minus 8x to the power 2 multiplied by the next term, which is 15x square minus 8x minus 8. So this is going to be your final answer for dy by dx. Now, can be written using the basics of u and going to the next level, or we can also do it directly. But if it's your first time to understand, then I will definitely advise you to convert to u and write, so you won't make any mistakes. But if you have the knowledge of this thing and you are able to understand the question, then you can go with the direct method also, which I'm just showing in the next question. So like in the next question, for the second one, let's take for the second, again, third question. Okay, 3 is my lucky number, so I'm taking that again. So log ax square plus bx plus c. Now the basic function over here is log. So when we differentiate, actually first we'll differentiate the log part. So when we differentiate with respect to y, with respect to x, dy by dx becomes 1 upon, this whole thing is your x now. So this whole thing will come down. And since this is not simple x, this is a full expression, this also needs to get again differentiated. So we'll write d by dx of ax square plus bx plus c. So your final answer will be 1 over ax square plus bx plus c multiplied by 2ax plus b. Okay, 2ax plus b, again with the same formula, x to the power of n, so that it gets n a to the power x to the power n minus 1. Now you can see I have not used that u thing, but ultimately it's the same. If you assume this as u, it is 1 upon u is the log thing, and then du by dx is this term. So it's up to you which one you want to go with, whether you want to go with the u method or you want to go directly, but answer will be correct. One more question just to make it perfect. You can see y is equal to 5 to the power of x plus log x. Again, let u is equal to x plus log x. So du by dx is, please don't forget to write differentiating with respect to x. It will become 1, x ka differentiation 1 hai, log x is 1 by x. And your y now becomes 5 to the power of u. So dy by du becomes 5 to the power of u log 5. So when you actually get dy by dx, it's dy by du multiplied by du by dx, which is 5 to the power of u, will now replace for the final answer log 5 multiplied by 1 plus, don't use the multiplication sign, better to use bracket, 1 plus 1 by x. This will be your final answer. So whichever way is comfortable for you in this particular form, composite form, whether going with u or direct, you can follow that. Now let me move to another kind of question which is dealing with inverse function. Now what is inverse over here? Till now we are dealing with dy by dx. अब हम उसको ही उल्टा कर देंगे dx by dy. And it's very simple. When you do dy by dx, for dx by dy, you just have to reciprocate the final answer. So don't get scared of this part. One of the easiest part is this one, where we are going with the differentiation of inverse function. Because dx by dy is actually written as 1 over dy by dx. So we'll do our calculation normally as we're doing and just putting it at the end. Let's take a question here also. From your exercise 3.2, I'm going with the first question. Y is given as 12 plus 10x plus 25x square. So dy by dx will be, when we go with 12, it is 0 because it's a constant. 10x will be 10, for x it is 1, and then it is 25 into 2x. So finally we are getting 10 plus 50x. Now this is your dy by dx, and when you have to calculate dx by dy, dx by dy will be written as 1 over 10 plus 50x. Please use brackets so that there won't be any misunderstanding. Where is 10, where is 50? It's a compiled one thing over there. So this is actually your inverse function. Now in the inverse functions questions, you will be coming across some questions which are based on actual mathematical, or you can say commercial terms. Like find the rate of change of demand X of a commodity with respect to its price. So when we are talking about rate of change of demand X with respect to price, price is given by Y, X is the demand. So ultimately we have to get dx by dy. Same manner में calculate करेंगे and then we'll give the answer as dx by dy. Same way, marginal demand. Whenever the word marginal will come, whether it is marginal cost, whether it is marginal demand, whether it is marginal revenue, what you have to do is you have to differentiate the main thing. That is, if it's cost, then differentiate the cost. If it's marginal average cost, differentiate the average cost. If it's marginal revenue, differentiate the revenue. So here also we are going to go with the same way, that find the marginal demand of a commodity where demand is X and price is Y. So here we can see that, say Y is equal to, I'm doing the second question of the exercise 3.2 for the marginal demand thing, X plus 2 over X square plus 1. Okay. Now when I'm doing dy by dx over here, I'm using the formula u upon v. We have just seen that in the starting. You have applied this even last year. So dy by dx is v, so v यहाँ पे आपका है x square plus 1, d by dx of u, which is x plus 2, minus u d by dx of v, which is x square plus 1, divided by v square, so x square plus 1 whole square. See, I'm using a lot of brackets over here. Please use so that there's no confusion between the numbers. If you just write d by dx of x and plus 2 is without bracket, then only x will be getting dy by dx. So make sure you're writing the things properly. This answer, no change, x square plus 1. This is 1 minus x plus 2, and here we get 2x. Whole divided by x square plus 1 whole square. When you open, it's x square plus 1 minus 2x square and then minus 4x. Whole divided by x square plus 1 whole square, which will give you, after solving, minus x square minus 4x plus 1 divided by x square plus 1 whole square. Now, this is what you got as dy by dx, but that is not what actually we wanted. Is marginal demand we need, and demand is x. So we have to calculate dx by dy over here, and that dx by dy is nothing but the reciprocal of the given answer which you have got. So the reciprocal is now x square plus 1 whole square divided by minus x square minus 4x plus 1. So this will become your final answer. I hope it's clear to everybody. Everybody is understanding this thing. This is the second kind of questions which we are actually facing in the chapter differentiation. First was composite, and now this is your inverse functions. Now we are moving to the next one, which is dealing with logarithmic function. Now when we deal with the logarithmic function, first we need to understand the basics of logarithms. Logarithm is something which you have done again in grade 11, and logarithm is a way of making the questions easier. It's a complete set in itself, complete system in itself, where the number gets converted into logarithmic form, just like you do it in your computers. Now in computers, what happens whenever you write a question in any language nowadays, so you have all the options, आप किसी भी language में question लिख सकते हो. So when you type the question, computer algorithm will change it into binary structure 0, 1, and then they do all the calculations in the binary structure, and at the end come back in the language in which you have asked the question to give you the answer. Similarly, log also deals like that. Here we are not going in that much detail. Here we are only going with the basics of logarithmic rules. So the first basic law is log mn to the base a. This is how we read it. If it's log a and here m is given, we read it as log a to the base m. So this is the first part. Then it becomes log m to the base a plus log n to the base a. So when it's multiplication, in log it is addition. When it's division, in log it is subtraction. When it is power, this is the power law, m to the power of n, it becomes n log m. And this is something new, how to change the base. So if it's log m to the base n and you want to change the base, then it becomes log m to the base a upon log n to the base a. So this a can be the common desired base which you want. You can go with the natural base e also, because formula is mainly with the natural base. Then log e, which is the natural base, is coming as when 1, because log a to the base a is always 1. So when we talk about log e, the natural base is also e over here, so it becomes 1. And log a to the power x to the base a becomes x, because we are using two rules over here. First, the power law, x log a to the base a, and log a to the base a becomes 1. So your answer is 1. Now these are the basic logarithmic formulae which you need to know before we are moving to the next exercise. Now the problem occurs over here that how to distinguish that in this particular part we have to apply log. So here one keyword, if it's a very complicated calculation like a into b into square root of c divided by 4th root of d, then those questions need to be done using log. Secondly, the thing is, if it is function with the power of function, then also we'll apply log to simplify them in one line first. So let's take one question over here for the logarithmic part to understand that. Y is equal to, this is your first question basically, first ka second sub part we are doing, x to the power of e to the power of x. So now, as I said, function to the power of function will be dealt in this form. So here you can see this is one function, this is another function, okay? And as a rule, we don't have a rule for this. So what will we do? We'll take log both the sides. So this is the statement which you have to write, taking log both the sides. So we'll get dy by dx is equal to, now x e to the power of x is there, so this is x log x, one statement will be first, log y is equal to, पहले ये statement देंगे फिर differentiate करना शुरू करेंगे, log x to the power of e to the power of x. Now when you see this statement, log y तो same है आपका, but यहाँ पे we can use the power law and e to the power x can come over here as the first statement. Now this whole thing is product of two terms, e to the power x into log x, and you can see that this is u, this is v. Now when we differentiate with respect to x, ये statement important है, so please don't forget to write them. So when we differentiate with respect to x, we are getting 1 upon y dy by dx. Now a thing to note is here we have used composite function. First log y is getting differentiated, which is 1 upon y, and then since it is with respect to x, that's why dy by dx. Now here we'll come across e to the power of x, then d by dx of log x. You can write this statement. ऐसे तो आप directly भी लिखोगे तो कोई cancel नहीं कर सकता है, but it's always better to write the steps so that there's no mistake. Plus log x d by dx of e to the power of x. Use brackets to make it easy to distinguish. So now we are left with e to the power of x. Log x का differentiation is 1 by x plus log x, e to the power x is the same, e to the power of x. Okay. From this, we can take e to the power of x common, and your answer will be this plus log x. But is this your answer? No, because it is 1 upon y dy by dx. So if you want to come to dy by dx, switch y to the other side. So final answer will become dy by dx is equal to y, and in the bracket e to the power x, 1 by x plus log x, and then write the value of y, that is x e to the power x, substitute it to get your final answer. Seems difficult, but when you go step by step slowly, you won't be able to you will be able to find this very easy, and you'll be able to solve this properly also. So this is one kind of function where we use log. The other kind of function where we use log is when there's a lot of calculation, like question number 3 over here for the 2 ka third subpart. Here you can see the question is not very simple. It's y cube root of, then you have 3x minus 1 upon 2x plus 3 and 5 minus x whole square. Now when you come across a question like this and you start thinking कि इसको composite से कर लें या फिर u by v or uv से कर लें, it becomes very complicated. So it's always better when you see lot of calculations, convert them into log first. So first stage पे taking log both the sides, we'll get log y is equal to log, this whole thing I'm putting into bracket and taking the power up. So the power is now 1 by 3 because it was cube root. Now when we use the power law, 1 by 3 will come out and we are left with log 3x minus 1. Now we are using the u by v law minus log 2x plus 3 minus log 5 minus x whole square. So I just expanded this. The thing which is there in the numerator is there as plus. The two denominators ones will come as minus. And now we will differentiate. So when we differentiate with respect to x, One more step we can do here before we move to the differentiation part, that इसको थोड़ा सा और simplify कर लेते हैं. So it's like 1 by 3 log 3x minus 1 minus log 2x plus 3 minus, here also 1 by 3 come, 2 by 3. Now 1 by 3 from here and 2 this has come as the power law. So 2 by 3 log 5 minus x. Once you are coming to this particular stage, you have come here, then we'll go with differentiating with respect to x. So 1 by y dy by dx, this you have seen in the previous question also, that why do we do this? This is because this is a composite function. We have to do it with respect to x and this is with respect to y given. So this is 1 by 3 log x का differentiation क्या है? 1 upon x. But ये केवल x नहीं है, तो ये पूरा term नीचे आएगा and इस term का d by dx will be there as r because of this being a composite function. So this is chain rule which we are applying. 3 will come here minus 1 upon 3 log, with this will come 2x plus 3. Then इसका differentiation 2x plus 3 का differentiation क्या है? Simply 2, it will come here. And the last one is 2 by 3 5 minus x, and differentiation of 5 minus x is minus 1. See, I'm using a bracket over here so that there's no confusion of sign. Now the final answer, 3 is getting cancelled. It's 1 upon 3x minus 1 minus 2 by 3 2x plus 3 plus 2 by 3 5 minus x. Don't try to solve this. This is fine, this particular part, but this is still not the required answer. Your required answer was dy by dx, and for that, this y has to come here. So when you see the final answer, it is dy by dx, y will come here, and we write the whole thing again. And at the end, substitute the value of y as this. So this is how we calculate or complete a logarithmic question. Now sometimes we also get question where there are various parts and every part can be solved using a log. So don't try to do it together, because a lot of kids do this mistake over here. That, let's take question number 3 ka one question we are taking. Y is equal to log x to the power of x plus x to the power of log x, and they try to take log together. But when we see the formulae, we don't have any formula for log in bracket m plus n. It's always m into n or m divided by n or m to the power of n. So rather than doing or taking log together, first divide them in two parts. Like let u is equal to log x to the power of x. Then solve this part, come to du by dx by the same method. Then let v is equal to the second part, which is your x to the power log x, and then take dv by dx, and your final answer dy by dx will be du by dx plus dv by dx. So in this manner, this is the third kind of question which will come in differentiation, and we'll be able to solve that properly. Now we'll do the remaining part in the next video, because this much is also enough. I want you people to do some practice on your own so that you get a major grip, a better grip on the subject. So keep studying, all the best, and I'll see you in the next video with the next topics like implicit function, parametric function, and double derivative. Bye.